Thanks for taking the time to speak with Real Film News. I'll start first by asking how you got involved with Last Broken Darkness.
Yeah, I'm originally from South Africa. I'm a South African actor, and I've been involved in the industry for maybe the past 2-3 decades.
Sure.
And I'm old. I'm not that old, but I'd worked in a short film about 5 years ago called Tears in the Rain. And when I was shooting that short film, which we shot for, oh my God, it was maybe only like $2,000 or something crazy. And that was about 5 years ago. And on that set, I met another director, a guy by the name of Christopher Lee DeSantos. And while we were shooting Tears in the Rain, he sort of came to me and said, look, I think you're a great actor, and I'd love to work with you one day. And literally four years later, I got an email from Chris DeSantos who said, look, we're making this feature film. It's a post-apocalyptic, indie film, which we're shooting in Johannesburg in South Africa, and I'd love you to play the lead. And I actually relocated, became a permanent resident in the States 2 years ago. And in March, April 2015, Chris DeSantis basically, emailed me, contacted me, said, look, we're about to go ahead with this movie. I'd like you to play the lead. Can you jump on a plane and come to South Africa? And that's exactly what I did.
All right, awesome. Well, you actually mentioned it just a few moments ago, but I wanted to comment on it as well. And that is, you've had an opportunity to be a part of so many impressive projects, both previously and now currently. So I have to ask, what are some elements that you look for when moving forward on a project? Because, as I said, there have been quite a few, projects that are of note that you've had an opportunity to do.
Yeah, in South Africa, you've got quite a solid local industry. But South Africa is certainly a very, a facilitating industry. So they facilitate a lot of, international, TV series and film being shot in South Africa. So when I was sort of starting out, it was really a case of, I just wanted to work, and very often what would happen is productions arriving in South Africa to film either from the States or from, the United Kingdom or Germany or France. Very often those projects would arrive in South Africa, with a main and supporting cast already, attached. So I think when I first started out doing TV and film, I really, I love the industry. It's something that I've been part of all my life. So I couldn't really be sort of too fussy and choosy about the work, that I do or the roles that I play. But I think over the past 10 years, I've kind of been fortunate to maybe be a little bit more, picky about the kind of jobs, that I go up for. For me, really, it's a case of any project that I'm gonna, go up for or, be attached to. It has to be, a director or a producer or a production company or certain actors that I want to work with, that I can learn from, that I can collaborate with. And the majority of roles that I've played over the years are always, I know it's quite an actor thing to say, but it's always, very sort of layered characters. So there's, he appears to be, he's the bad guy, but turns out to be the good guy, or he appears as the charming, nice guy, but turns out to be this evil baddie.
Sure.
So I'm always attracted to roles that are challenging in some kind of way, where there is multifaceted or, things to the character. So that's usually what I'm looking for, something that, something that I can maybe give a fresh or new take on. When I first got the script for the first episode of Blood Drive, I was totally blown away by it. It was something totally fresh, new, totally over the top. And I burst out laughing when I read it because it was just so insane and crazy. And looking at what audiences, are really sort of into these days, I think Blood Drive is going to be really exciting for an audience just because it is so over the top and crazy, and it absolutely is playing, paying homage to, the whole grindhouse genre. So for me, it's kind of Tarantino meets Mad Max meets whatever. It's a really, really over-the-top, exciting show, and because it's going to be on SYFY, it's awesome because they give writers and directors and producers and actors the opportunity to sort of push those limits.
Sure.
So I think it's going to be something really, really exciting.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Sean, again, thank you so much for your time of taking time to speak with Real Film News, and I look forward to the projects that you have coming up next.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brandon.